Everyone is looking forward to this big NVIDIA earnings. They have been blowing away all of their numbers every single quarter. And so far, after every reporting, their stock has been going up like double digits. So people are expecting that it's going to happen again. And bottom line is, yeah, Wall Street right now is looking at NVIDIA, and they will be reporting after the bell today, right? So why is this significant to Bitcoin? Well, it's significant to AI. It's significant to a lot of crypto projects in AI. So that's why I bring it up. But also, it does seem like there are a ton of investors, and Wall Street. They're all paying attention to NVIDIA and could quite possibly be a small reason why we sold off yesterday, because people are making, trying to get their dry powder ready for NVIDIA. Maybe. Ton blockchain, unfortunately, had a disruption. Their chain actually shut down for about an hour and a half. And that's because they maxed out the transaction per second, which is kind of weird. They did some kind of airdrop, and their theoretical, transactions per second is supposed to be 55,000, but they hit about 280 and it maxed out the network and it failed. So that's not a good thing. It means that ton itself right now cannot scale well. And then this is on top of the fact that, Telegram CEO just got arrested too. So hopefully that all gets corrected soon. And I did notice this, Hong Kong, who has their own ETFs, Bitcoin and ETH, now they have given approval to Hashkey to list AVAX and Chainlink. So that means retail investors right now in Hong Kong, they can only trade 4 crypto: Bitcoin, ETH, AVAX, and Chainlink. And as the market builds up more and more in Hong Kong, and there are rumors that China is going to allow mainland, which means over 1.4 billion people, to allow to trade soon, that's going to be pretty significant. Avalanche, really heavily into gaming. Grayscale also launched a trust that actually helped Avalanche come up a little bit, right? Not that I trust Grayscale anymore, because it seems like they have these trusts, they buy all this crypto, and guess what? When they become ETFs, they just dump it all on the market, right? It's happening with ETH and it's happening with Bitcoin. But in the meantime, when they're not ETFs and they're trusts, it's just only inflows, never outflows, right? So this has helped Avalanche. But like I said, they're very, very heavily into gaming. They have a console game now that's on there. They have a lot of Web3 games, right? You got also like first-person shooters. I mean, you have a ton of games, but they're also in RWA, and they're into memes as well. So I think Avalanche is definitely going to do well in this run. So I like Avalanche a lot. But also, speaking of RWA, what else is in WRE? Chainlink. Chainlink is in RWA. Chainlink is the biggest oracle out there, but they do have CCIP, which allows them to do RWA. A lot of banks and a lot of financial institutions are utilizing Chainlink for not only price feeds, but also for RWA, tokenizing real-world assets like treasuries, right? So Chainlink is definitely one to pay attention to, right? They also just integrated Radiant Capital. I mean, literally every single DApp in this space utilizes Chainlink for their price feed. That shows you how important they are. So keep that in mind. Chainlink is another one. Great project. I think they will do very well this cycle. I talk enough about Solana, so I don't need to go into their growing daily active addresses and users and transactions and DEX volume. Everything is exploding and #1 in this space. But Robinhood Wallet just added support for Solana, so that's also good. I don't know how many people actually use Robinhood Wallet, but if you are a Robinhood user and you can transfer your wallet, you should do that, because it makes it self-custody and you get to control it and no one can take that away from you. But that's awesome. And then also in terms of Ton has been selling off recently, recover a little bit, but now they have a new dApp browser built into Telegram. That's actually kind of interesting, right? Obviously, they have this close connection with Ton and a lot of mini games, right? They're getting into memes as well. So they're making big traction. Could be a good opportunity too, right? Because who knows? Is the CEO going to be freed? 300,000 signatures asking for him to be freed. And the UAE and Russia are both asking France to release him, right? Could be happening soon. Who knows? There's an immense amount of pressure right now on France and this arrest. All right, so Telegram is another one, or Toncoin is another one, I should say. Now, I did mention about retail, right? And how retail panics and retail sells and retail, their sentiment can change day to day, right? But what's good about retail is long-term holders. A lot of you guys are long-term holders like I am. And you could see that arrow on the right side. That is a huge, huge jump. Now, the orange, short-term holders, okay? Anyone that's held Bitcoin like under like half year. Blue is anyone that held Bitcoin for over half years, right? So you could see during the peaks, during FOMO season, like what we had earlier this year in March, you could see how the orange, okay, shot up. Can I zoom in here? No, I can't really zoom in. Not too bad. Anyways, you could see that big spike, right? Right around the March time frame. But you could see how the long-term holders actually went down because the short-term holders just came in and took over the market. But now look at what's happening on the right side. Long-term holders are accumulating, jumping up hugely, right? Because us long-term holders know we don't panic. Okay, this is not time to be panicking right before some major catalyst and right before Bitcoin takes off in its parabolic run. This would be the worst time to be selling and getting out of the market, right? But unfortunately, you look at the short-term holders, you can see how it's opposite. A lot of retail investors are getting out, but not long-term holders because we understand this is a great time to be loading up. This is a great time to be accumulating. You want to buy low. You buy low, you don't buy high. That's how it should work, right? And we know that there's many things coming up, and I talk about them every single day. For example, the Fed rate cut is coming next month. We've been talking about it enough. 25 basis point, 50 basis point, we know it's going to happen. That's going to kickstart things. Global liquidity is starting going up. We got elections coming, right? We got a lot of things. And if you look at the chart of when Bitcoin starts moving, it's always after November, after a halving cycle. It's all coming.